Last video, I talked about the impact of DLC on the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate meta. In that video, I covered all the characters of Fighter Pass 1. In today's video, I will be talking about all the characters and their impact on the Smash Ultimate meta of Fighter Pass 2. Hello guys, my name is Vexel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, quickly before I get into this, I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but that was because I was on a 2 weeks internship to France and I didn't really have time to do anything for the videos, but I'm back now and that's all that matters. Now let's get all this out of the way and actually get into the video. MinMin was the first DLC fighter of Fighter Pass 2 and was announced on June 22nd in 2020 during a Mr. Sakurai Presents. It was officially released just a few days later on June 29th of 2020. As soon as people saw MinMin, they were scared. Why? Well, because MinMin is a character from the franchise ARMS, and that game is known for the long arms that the characters have. That's why it's called ARMS. And what did this mean for Smash? Well, this meant that she would have an insane amount of range. As soon as she was released, people were calling her broken left and right. And they weren't wrong either. She had an insane amount of range, very good neutral, not a lot of combos, but the ones she did have were pretty good, very good edge guarding and ledge trapping, and a really good advantage state. The only reason why she wasn't considered the best character was because her disadvantage and recovery were really bad. Even though she was very good, not a lot of people actually picked her up as a main besides the Buzz. And that was because she was really boring to fight and very boring to play as for most players. I can confidently say that MinMin had a pretty big impact on the meta, since she just invalidates certain characters and certain stages just had to be banned against her. Her impact on the community was even bigger since people were complaining about her everywhere all the time. DLC fighter number 2 in Fighter Pass 2 was none other than Minecraft Steve. And oh boy, is this going to be a wild ride, so hold tight everyone. Steve was announced on October 1st of 2020 during a Mr. Sakurai Presents. He was officially released a few days later on the 13th of October of 2020. I was really happy about this, since I loved Minecraft back then, and October is my birth month. So yeah, I was pretty fucking disappointed. But let's get further into this. When Steve first came out, people thought that he was actually really bad. They said he didn't have any range, that his mobility was absolute trash, that he didn't have many combos, and that he didn't have any range. Fast forward a few months later, and people saw that the Steve meta was developing, and that he was getting better, but not that good. People agreed on him being high tier at best. Now fast forward to just after the last patch of the game, and his meta was developing like we had never seen before. People were figuring out how to do the most crazy tech and combos with him, and people finally started to realize that Steve was an absolute monster. They figured out how to do B-reverse aerials. Do you know how broken that is? And we haven't even talked about Nils. And we're not going to because I actually don't know what it is, but apparently it's very broken. Steve went from being considered a bad character to being the reason that players stopped playing the game to being banned in almost any event worldwide. There are still places that haven't unbanned, but I wonder how long that is still going to take, because I honestly think he's eventually going to get banned everywhere. Maybe not, but I do think so. I can say with 100% certainty that Steve had an amazingly big impact on the meta. Not only that, but he also had a pretty big impact on the Smash Ultimate community as well. Up next, we have DLC fighter number 3 for Fighter Pass 2, which is Sephiroth. Sephiroth was announced on December 10th in 2020 at the Game Awards and was released almost 2 weeks later on December 22nd of 2020. When Sephiroth came out, people were pretty hyped. Not as hyped as for Banjo and Kazooie though. Check out my last video to see people going insane for that character. But anyways, like I said, people were hyped, but they were also scared because Sephiroth has a really long sword, and people thought we were getting a MinMin 2.0 at first. But luckily, that was not the case. In fact, when he came out and people could play him, they really liked him. They thought he was a very cool and pretty good character. He had really good range, pretty good kill power, a really good moveset, and a 2-framing option that kills a lot of characters at like 50% with down air. And of course, we can't forget about his comeback mechanic, One Wing. Back then, people thought he was pretty good, but no one actually played him, and the people that didn't really get any good results with him. Now fast forward to present day, Sephiroth is slowly but surely making his way down the tier list. Yes, you heard me. Sephiroth is going down on the tier list. People started to really notice his flaws, like him being lightweight, him having bad frame data, and etc. People actually say that Sephiroth isn't a bad character, but that it is just hard to win with him. And honestly, I don't know what that means. I genuinely don't. People just say that he's actually not a bad character, but that it's hard to win with him. I don't know what that means, but hey, top players say it, so I guess I must be right. I think that Sephiroth didn't really have an impact on the meta, but he did have somewhat of an impact on the Smash Ultimate community, since people were really happy about him being in the game. The incredible duo of Pyra and Mythra are the 4th DLC fighter for Fighter Pass 2. They were announced on February 17th of 2021 and were officially released on March 4th of the same year. When they got released, people realized that they were pretty good. They had amazing mobility, amazing damage output, amazing combos, amazing kill power, just an amazing everything besides their recovery. At first, people were really focusing on who was the better character of the two, Pyra or Mythra, and there was a big debate on it. This led to incredible growth of both characters because people were trying to prove which one was better than the other, by sharing good tips and tricks on how to play the characters. This led to their meta evolving rapidly. Now, as we all know, Pyra and Mythra are pretty common characters because swordies are really popular in general and because they're overall just really good. This makes it so that there are a lot of good results with the character, even though they are actually mostly used as a secondary or a pocket character instead of a main, which in my unprofessional opinion is a really good thing to do. Can't win with your main? Just throw it out there. They won't expect it, and it's a good matchup. I can say that Pyra and Mythra had a decent impact on the meta and also on the Smash community itself. At spot number 5 of the DLC characters, we have Kazuya Mishima. Kazuya was the 5th DLC character for Fighter Pass 2. Kazuya was announced at E3 on June 15th of 2021 and was released on June 29th of 2021. When Kazuya was released, people knew that he would be really good. And oh boy, were they right. He has the best combo game in the game, one of the best advantage state in the game, pretty good neutral, insane damage output, crazy kill power, and not to forget his comeback mechanic, which he really needs by the way, Rage Art. The only bad thing about Kazuya was his disadvantage. Even though people thought that Kazuya was broken, for the first few months of his release, nobody really got good results with him until one player called Riddles MK decided to put up a show at the Big House 10 and get first place with solo Kazuya. This was not only Riddles' breakout performance, but also the one for Kazuya. After this tournament, people realized that Kazuya was broken. The community was pissed because Riddles kept getting really good placements with Kazuya after his win at the Big House 10, which made people want to ban Kazuya. Now, get ready for what I'm about to say. Kazuya changed Smash Ultimate competitive rules. Yes, at first, players would choose a stage and then their character, but at Smash Ultimate Summit 6, this would change. In the set of Aaron versus Akola, Aaron would choose Final Destination as a stage for the next game, expecting Akola to go Steve, but not everything that glitters is gold. And out of nowhere, Akola picked Kazuya. And it wasn't like people didn't know about his Kazuya, but there also weren't a lot of VODs since a lot of the Japanese tournaments he played Kazuya at didn't really stream and didn't record the sets, which meant that there weren't any VODs. And as you can imagine with Kazuya and FD, Akola swept Aaron and eliminated him early on from the tournament. And this got people really pissed, especially because Aaron was actually one of the players who got voted into Summit 6. People were so mad on social media that eventually almost every tournament chose to do their characters first and then ban stages. So I would say that Kazuya probably had the biggest impact out of every DLC character on the Smash Ultimate meta, and also a really big impact on the Smash Ultimate community. And last but not least, we have the last Smash Ultimate DLC fighter, which is Sora. Sora was announced on October 5th of 2021 during a Mr. Sakurai Presents. It was officially released on October 18th of 2021. People were honestly not sure how good Sora would be when he got released, but when he came out, people found him quite underwhelming. People thought that he was just not that good until people found out about the IDJ combos, or also known as the instant double jump combos. With this, people started to figure the character out. They realized that Sora actually had multiple 0 to deaths on every character in the game. From here on out, more people started trying him out in friendlies and in brackets, but nobody seemed to be able to fully master the combos and hit them in a real game, which made people doubt the character again. Now, fast forward a bit, and there were still no good players picking up Sora or getting good results with him, but people started to think more highly about the character. They realized that his neutral was really good, his advantage state was really good, he had the best recovery in the game, amazing combos, and just good character stats overall. Until this day, people know the character is good, but that just nobody plays him. In my opinion, I think that Sora has a capability to become a top 10 character if there was just one good player playing him and getting good results with him. And yes, I know that Kamei plays him now, but he is going to be gone from the Smash scene for a while because he is now actually a single dad, which is just preventing him from playing. I'm not going to go any further into this. With this, I can also say that Sora probably had no impact on the meta whatsoever, and he did not really have an impact on the community besides the fact that 30% loved it when he got announced and came out, and that the other 70% was sending Sakurai death threats. This is going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, a like and a sub would be greatly appreciated. Tips in the comments on how I can improve my content are always appreciated, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Goodbye.